This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome to Rutledge Stadium, everybody. Thursday Night Lights with a good 27-6A district battle tonight. We're here as New Braunfels, the Unicorns, taking on the Thunderbirds of Wagner High School. Good evening, everybody. I'm Don Harris, along with my broadcast partner, Chuck McAtinnick, down on the field. These are two very good programs in a very good district. And Chuck, as we talked with both coaches earlier this week, every week is a heavyweight championship fight in this district.
Oh, there's no question, Don. This is going to be a fist fight tonight. And I think what's interesting is you've got New Braunfels coming in here 2-2 on the season, but still looking for its first district win. I mean, this is almost getting to the point in the season where this is must-win territory for the Unicorns if they have any designs on making the postseason. And as for Wagner, moving up from 5A to 6A, so far so good. They are 2-0 and trying to stay unbeaten in the always rugged 27-6A.
Yeah, New Braunfels played Steele within 1 point a week ago. Wagner, on the other hand, because of the delay, only playing their third game here tonight. And when you talk about a contrast of styles, New Braunfels loves to put it in the air with their quarterback, Peyton Driggers.
Yeah, Don, this is Peyton's third year as the starter, and he is some kind of monster heady quarterback behind center. He can run it, he can throw it. He's a perfect 4.0 in the classroom. This kid will not get rattled. He's been in some big ball games, and he's gonna have to be on point tonight if New Braunfels is to get this victory.
Meanwhile, Wagner runs the veer, and they've got one of the historic running backs in San Antonio history. Our Beluga Air player profile is L.J. Butler, and as you know, if you followed high school football in San Antonio, 2,000 yards or more each of the last two seasons, putting this team on his back to go to the state quarterfinals, and Chucky's back for his senior year.
Yeah, I mean, this man's played in a lot of big ball games. 4-year starter, led his team to uncharted territory with this Wagner team. And Don, I just can't believe that L.J. Butler is still in high school. It seems like we've been calling this kid's number forever and ever. What a tremendous talent, and probably would have even more offers had the NCAA not been shut down with COVID. So a chance for him to shine tonight, maybe make a little more headway in terms of the recruiting game.
Yep, and as I was talking with his coach earlier tonight, I asked, how come he's not getting more D1 offers? He said, your guess is as good as mine. He looks like a D1 player for sure. Hey, when we come back, we will have our Thomas J. Henry keys to the game. New Braunfels and Wagner. I promise it's going to be a good one tonight. We're coming right back with the keys to the game after this. Welcome back. How about the Halloween moon here outside of Rutledge Stadium as we're here for homecoming for the Wagner Thunderbirds. There's your king and queen, middle linebacker Alex Bolton, as it's time for our Thomas J. Henry keys to the game. And Chuck, will start with the visitors, the New Braunfels Unicorns and Coach Glenn Mangold.
Well, you couldn't have had it any worse for New Braunfels coming in, trying to slow down the veer offense, which you hardly ever see on a short week, but that's the task tonight. They've got to be clean on offense, don't want to turn the ball over, and they've also got to execute when they get their hands on the football.
Here's Coach Glenn Mangold.
In this district, you don't have time to, celebrate your victory or agonize in a defeat. So you got to get ready the very next week for another tough opponent.
That's just life in this district. Nobody knows that better than Charles Bruce and his squad. Chuck, only playing in their third game this year. What are their keys?
Well, they've got to control the time of possession. That's really the reason why they're running the veer to begin with. And then secondly, their defense needs to get some stops, and that's not going to be an easy task because New Braunfels likes to sling it all over the park. And then lastly, they want to be really good in the kicking game.
Here's Coach Charles Bruce.
They throw the ball extremely well. Them throwing makes me nervous. The defense flies around to the football. They played a great game against Steele High School. They are just very competitive, and like you said, there are no off weeks in this district.
That's right. We're expecting a good one here at Rutledge. It's the Unicorns taking on the Thunderbirds. New Braunfels and Wagner will kick it off. We'll have our national anthem when we come back. Welcome back to Rutledge Stadium. New Braunfels and Wagner getting ready to kick it off. And it's homecoming night here, and both teams looking forward to trying to make the playoffs in this very tough district. As we talked about earlier, New Braunfels played Steele 22-21 last week, and Chuck Wagner's played 30 games over the last 2 years. So even though they've only played 2 games this year, this is a team with a lot of experience. They lost a lot of players, but they're in a system. When you go to the state quarterfinals the last couple of years, they know each other well, and Coach Bruce said, you know, the early season penalties and kind of the things that normally happen earlier in the season when you've only played 2 games are not happening, and that's because they just know each other so well.
Well, I think Coach Bruce has done a really amazing job. He understands what he has in terms of talent, and you know, this ball control offense that they like to show everybody from week to week is something that you just don't see much anymore. So they're betting on they're going to run and pound you, and you're not going to be able to stop it. They're going to be able to execute. But again, you know, you can't go to sleep on them either. They're capable fully of throwing it and getting the ball down the field that way too. So got to watch a little bit of everything when you're playing these Wagner boys tonight. That's for sure.
Yep, they've lost the last couple of years to Alvin Shadow Creek deep in the playoffs. Both games have been fantastic, and LJ Butler, if you've watched him make those playoff runs, that veer is actually pretty fun to watch. Although I think I'm going to have a hard time figuring out who's got the football some of the time. Let's go to our public address announcers. It's time for our national anthem.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today with grateful hearts. We thank you for the opportunity to gather as a community, and we ask that you place your hand of protection over each player this evening. Above all, Father, please give each player, fan, and coach a spirit of joy and sportsmanship. We pray for your continued guidance in our lives, and thank you for all that you are doing. It is in your Son's name we pray these things. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of our colors. Tonight presented by the Wagner High School Army Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, under the direction of retired Sergeant First Class Wayne Harper. U.S. flag carried by Color Guard Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Nathaniel Rule. Texas flag carried by Cadet Captain Jeffrey Brown. The Wagner Battalion colors carried by Cadet Captain Zoe Gerlach. Tonight's rifle bearers, Cadet Major Isaiah Barnes, U.S. Guard, Cadet Major Sienna Rios, the Texas Guard. Now, the playing of our national anthem by the Wagner High School Band under the direction of Jose Perez.
Thanks for watching the Thursday Night Lights pregame show. Stay tuned for tonight's first half kickoff.
Welcome back. The Wagner Thunderbirds are fired up here for a big district battle tonight. Let's head down to the sidelines. The guy with the best seat in the house is Zach Hedrick. Zach, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Well, you remember last time we were out here at Rutledge, we had quite a bit of wind gusts going on between Clements and Judson. A little bit of that tonight. The flags are kind of waving up in the top right corner of the stadium here, but something to keep an eye on as we progress through the game. It is football weather down here tonight, but anytime a team is going from right to left on your screen, look for that to play any kind of effect that may have on throwing the ball for these offenses, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach. It is time for tonight's first half kickoff, brought to you by R&L Certified Auto Group. As you take a look at Charles Bruce, I shortchanged him, Chuck. They've been to the state semifinals the last 2 years, not the quarters, and that is quite an achievement. And losing to Alvin Shadow Creek both times, and that team, there were some grown men on that Alvin Shadow Creek team, and some really good players on Wagner too who have gone on to play college football.
Well, I mean, that Shadow Creek team, Don, I saw with my own 2 eyes twice in the last couple of years, and it's just scary how they've got a dynamic quarterback with all kinds of speed, lining up 4 wide, and it's just pick your poison. They've got tremendous athletes, and we all know Wagner's dominated 5A, and like we said at the onset, so far so good in 6A, making the transition look awfully easy.
New Braunfels' Nick Cruz will put his foot into this one, and we are underway as Markel Ford and Josh Palonzo back to receive. New Braunfels doing a good job on special teams, and they'll hold him inside the 20-yard line, and we will see our first look at this Veer offense run by Isaiah Williams. He's a junior quarterback, played a lot last year after about the middle of the season. Threw for almost 1,000 yards, ran for over 512 touchdowns a year ago. Only 5'9", 180, but he knows how to run this offense. When you run the Veer, it's all about execution. And of course, number 1 is L.J. Butler. He's your all-everything, first team, all-district, all-state honorable mention fullback / running back, and he is a load and hard to bring down. 1st and 10, and it's Butler with the carry, and Butler breaks it outside, and Butler's got room across the 30, and just like that, he's got our first down. As we take a look at the offensive starters for Wagner, up front they're led by Oscar Gallegos. He's a team captain. Andre Booker, also a captain, the senior wide receiver number 3, and of course, Butler is the guy we'll be calling the name of most tonight. Williams keeps, and he's brought down for a loss. Good job by that interior defense of Zane Sanchez and company for New Braunfels. As you take a look at their defensive lineup, Kendrick Thompson, the senior safety, is an all-district player, and so is Cody Coronado, number 97, the linebacker. He's a 3-year starter for the Unicorns.
Braunfels is claiming they thought there was a fumble on that carry right there, but the refs did not agree.
So it's 2nd down and 18 for Isaiah Williams. Doesn't put it up much. He'll keep here again, gets good blocking, but only about 3 yards. Flag comes in late. It's thrown by the umpire, so traditionally that's a holding. But we'll see what referee John Miller has for us here early in this ball game. You see his crew.
29 Ben Hymas on the tackle.
Got a chop block.
Block below the waist against the T-Birds.
Personal foul, blocked below the waist, and so that'll back up Wagner, and they'll be in a really tough spot here offensively. As you take a look at Glenn Mangold.
Coach Mangold done a great job at New Braunfels. Of course, he's an old offensive lineman himself. Played collegiately at Texas State, was on their all-decade team from the 1980s.
He was there about the same time you were.
Yeah, a little younger than me.
done a good job at New Braunfels. It's a bit of a holdup. I don't know if they've called a timeout, and now it looks like they will stop play. We'll take it with them, and Wagner will have 2nd and a mile when we come back. It's time for our Air Today game time weather. It's really nice football weather, 60 degrees, clear. It was a little chilly earlier when the wind was a little gustier, but it's died down to about 9 miles an hour. And I don't know, Chuck, in the playbook, what do you have in the playbook for a 2nd and 23?
Well,
you run the veer.
Well, you know, that's the thing. I mean, they always feel like they're one play away no matter what they decide to call up. So let's give it a whirl and check it out.
A little motion, little option pitch coming to the outside of the 20 to the 30, across the 35 and driven out of bounds. A nice gain on the play in that option offense. Darian Thomas on the carry. He was run out of bounds by the all-district performer Kendrick Thompson.
See, there you go. I mean, you pull it, and then you pitch it, and then just like that, you get all those yards back.
I feel like I'm watching Navy or Georgia Tech back in the day. We've got another illegal block, though, and it's coming back. Another block below the waist, and Charles Bruce trying to figure out what's going on with his offense, because that's 2 of the exact same penalty here on this drive, and after a positive gain, it's going to back him all the way up inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line.
He's not happy either. He's played some big ball games too in his career, hasn't he?
2nd and 37. Williams may have to put it up here. He'll run the option, get it to Butler. Butler gets the edge, spins back inside, and look at him, he's still on his feet. L.J. Butler all the way down, and he's got a first down where the spot is. A gain of 38 when they needed 37, but he's down.
Let's take a look at the play, Don. I mean, obviously, look at how well they block with those receivers outside, and then it's L.J. Butler breaking tackle after tackle, and then look at how intuitive he is and instinctively holds his hand out to stretch for the marker.
I believe he rolled his ankle early in the run and kept running. If you looked at when he turned the corner, I think we could see him roll his ankle about 10 yards into that run.
It's just a heady play, too, at the end, knowing exactly where the sticks were.
Amazing play by L.J. Butler. And it's a mammoth contracting first down. So Williams hands now inside to Quentin Owens, the junior, who's in for Butler. He gets a couple.
And again, you know, for the New Braunfels defense, this is the first time they're looking at somebody running a veer. He had a short week to prepare for it. So a lot of challenges, especially for that young D-line. They've had to mix and match this year because of injury.
2nd down and 7. As Wagner somehow was able to move the change at 2nd and 37. We run a little pitch to the outside. New Braunfels covers it well. Kendrick Thompson again. There was some help. Stephen Kelsey also there, and James Windrow. Just a really good job by that New Braunfels defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do, right? Stay at home and then make a play at the end of it. And luckily for New Braunfels, they had 3 guys out there ready to stack that one up.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7. We've called Kendrick Thompson's name quite a bit here already tonight. As the T-Birds look to throw, Williams will fire downfield into coverage, and it was intercepted. They're giving it to him. What a play by Stephen Kelsey. The Oski laying out for him.
Unbelievable play on the back end, although there is a flag down, to just stretch out and make that play.
We'll see what the call is. Is it roughing the passer?
It is.
So that'll nullify the interception.
Well, Isaiah Williams rolling to his left, and then somebody launched at him, but it was just a superb effort on the back end.
I don't know if he caught it, but if he didn't, he's hit it well. What a great play.
And here's the play at the end. That was close.
So now Wagner keeps the ball, keeps momentum, hands inside across the 35 to the 34. Butler back in there after rolling that ankle a few plays ago on a 38-yard run on 2nd and 37. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Amazing. Wagner said they want to run the clock. That time, Butler with a big block for Williams. And again, when you run this offense, it has to be executed perfectly. And you can tell these guys are used to running this offense. L.J. Butler getting into the hole and blocking for his quarterback there, executing it perfectly.
And Isaiah Williams, they've got him listed at 180 pounds, but Charles Bruce told us that during the shutdown, this kid went to work. Wasn't any video games or sitting around. He went and got bigger, faster, and stronger, and he really looks the part size-wise.
Mammoth contracting first down for Williams, who pitches this time to the outside and getting down, picking up 5 or 6 more is Darian Thomas.
And they can hit you with so many different guys out of the backfield, and Coach Bruce told us the biggest difference between what they saw in 5A and what they're seeing now in 27-6A is the fact that you're going up against a great team each and every week. So, you know, you can't just rely on L.J. Butler. You're going to get the kid maimed if you give it to him 1,000 times a game. So they're spreading it out and resting guys and, you know, trying to move the ball around as much as possible.
Inside the Central Med red zone, Williams keeps, picks up a couple. Near the stick, looks like they're going to mark it right at the stick. And that should be a Mammoth contracting first down, and is.
We talked about Wagner wanting to control the tempo of this football game, and so far this has gone exactly according to plan. Even with some killer penalties, they're going right down the field and taking the clock right there with them.
Here's Butler, and a good job of gang tackling by that New Braunfels defense. They've seen the game film. They know all about L.J. Butler. Charlie Whiff in there on the tackle.
Racine leading the tackle for the Unicorns. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Sets up 2nd down and 9. Nice little counter play there, but staying at home again is New Braunfels. Very well coached, staying at home. And they're doing a good job of playing a lot of kids there tonight. Billy Fitch coming in to make a tackle there.
Yeah, Fitch has been on the last couple plays and almost was able to strip that ball from the ball carrier.
So it's 3rd down and 7. They run the straight pitch and cutting inside. Nice spin move by Quentin Lewis. And he's short of the marker. It'll be 4th down and 1. And everybody in the building knows what's going to happen on this play.
Well, you know, just they do such a great job of blocking outside. I mean, it's just one guy after another doing his job, trying to create space for the ball carrier.
4th down and 1. All 11 know it's going to that guy. He still is able to get the first down. And L.J. Butler inside the 5.
You can't blame Wagner for going for it on 4th down. I mean, the wind has died down considerably since you and I were out on the field, you know, the 6 o'clock hour. But still, I mean, when you run it and execute as well as they do, as we've seen, even long distance for first downs is sometimes easy to come by the way they execute.
Misdirection, a good hit at the goal line. Again, it's Kendrick Thompson. He met Darian Thomas at the 2, and Kendrick laid the wood.
Yeah, Kendrick, excellent ball player. As we take a look at what he brings to the table, 3-year starter, just a smart football player, covers, can tackle as you just saw. Great guy to have on the back end of your defense.
All-district performer from a year ago. It's 2nd and goal. Williams keeps, he's met at the goal line, but he dives in, and they give it to him. Touchdown, Wagner, Isaiah Williams. As the Wagner Thunderbirds drain the clock all the way down to 4:44 here in the first quarter. A time-consuming drive where they converted a couple of 3rd downs and a 4th down. And Williams caps it off with the touchdown.
Saw that one little step where he acted like he was going to go outside with it and then was able to cut it back inside and pick up the end zone.
Mercy Miandeni with the extra point. It's good, and Wagner has a 7-0 lead after a very impressive opening drive.
Closed captioning for today's game is sponsored by Texas Water Advisor.
Welcome back. How about that drive? 15 plays, 7 minutes and 14 seconds. They take it the full 80 yards, converting a 2nd and 37, a 4th and 1, a 3rd and 7 along the way. And Isaiah Williams caps it off with the touchdown, and the Thunderbirds do exactly what Chuck said they wanted to do with the keys to the game. Control the clock, control the ball, and score, and that's exactly how they ran it to perfection.
And now if you're the New Braunfels offense, I mean, you come out, you warm up, you try to get ready for a ball game, and now you basically had to sit around for a little bit. See if they can get warmed up.
Riker Purdy and company back to field this one. Wagner plays it pretty well, keeps containment, but now escaping and getting down to the 25 before he's run down right there is Joseph Cholico, and the Unicorns will have it for the first time when we come back. Welcome back. It's our Guild Mortgage Smile Cam. And the T-Birds with a lot to smile about after that opening drive and a 7-0 lead. And now we get a chance to see that young man right there, Peyton Driggers, senior quarterback for New Braunfels. Put up big numbers last year as a junior. He's thrown for 518 this year, completes over 50% of his passes. He's got 5 touchdowns. And a good mix of pass and run here is Riker Purdy, their running back. Averages over 20 carries a game. They'll sling it here on first down, and they intend it for Jacob Redding, but it's overthrown, and there's a T-Bird down back at about the 15.
Don, it looks like Daniel Powell. I don't know if he was the linebacker that was blitzing on that play. But Wagner's showing you early that they're going to bring some heat on the New Braunfels passing game. Indeed it was. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he got clipped on the knee as he...
Yeah. That may be one of those helmets to the thigh, too, that just leave a mark.
That's
Glad
good
to see him walk it off,
yeah,
put
for
weight
sure.
on everything and shaking it off. We'll set up 2nd down and 10 for Driggers. Driggers has quite a highlight reel. Got a fairly new offensive line. A couple of juniors up front with him. James Dawn and Tyler Skinn. Driggers will keep himself, gets to the edge and gets to the 30-yard line. And as you take a look at the defensive starters, all eyes will be on 44, Alex Bolden. He's not only the homecoming king, he's a first-team all-district performer from a year ago as a junior.
Yeah, 3-year starter, so he's played in some big ball games as well.
Josh Galazzo handles the back end. He's a junior, and he was 2nd-team all-district last year as a sophomore. 3rd down and 5. They hand it to Purdy, and Purdy's got a mammoth contracting 1st down. This young man runs with power. 8 touchdowns on the season. Again, 90 carries in their 4 games, so he's a workhorse.
Yeah, another guy, great student, and started as a sophomore. Just keeps getting better and better. Obviously not afraid to go to him on 3rd down.
It's a mammoth contracting 1st down. Blitz comes, Purdy figures it out and completes it across midfield. And how about that throw off the back foot as he was able to find Joseph Chalico?
Well, Wagner bringing the blitz again, so Purdy doing a really good job there. Actually, that was Peyton Driggers, my bad. Did a good job keeping his eyes downfield and saw the blitz coming.
Here's Purdy. And Purdy, again, whenever he's got crease, look at the power that he continues to drag tacklers across the 30 all the way down to the 25. This kid loves to get upfield. A lot of guys would have cut that and tried to get to the sideline, but Riker Purdy got as much as he could get, and then he just puts his head north and south and plows. Tough runner. Knew that coming in. Driggers wants to fire. He's going to look deep, can't find anybody. Now scrambling, and now hits the underneath guy. That's to the 10. Big shot by Purdy is absorbed, and look at Purdy get all the way down to the 1-yard line after taking a shot. Boy, is he tough. But he's you know what? He's got a shoulder injury. And it happened on that hit. Right there.
Mercy, that was some kind of collision.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of, Chuck? That reminds me of Colt McCoy in the Rose Bowl against Alabama when he knew it instantly. I'm not going to call an injury here. I don't know if the kid's hurt or not. But just the point on which he got hit was right there on the shoulder, and he knew it right away.
Travion Summers, the sophomore, came up and was the young man that delivered the shot. Just 2 guys going hard, and starts with the offensive line up front on that. There was a clean pocket, and then when the play started to break down, Driggers doing a really good job keeping his eyes downfield. He checked it down to Purdy, who flashed, and then just a great second effort to get that thing close to the goal line.
Let's hope it's just a stinger. Sometimes you absorb those things. It just feels like an electric shock down your entire arm, and there's no severe injury. And let's hope so, because that young man's been electrifying so far as the Unicorns try to punch it on in as they're now in the Central Med red zone. They'll hand it inside, but the Wagner defense collapses quickly. And a good job up front by Sean Kaysen, Nehemiah Hernandez, and that, of course, that middle linebacker, Alex Bolden.
Tried to get a little creative with the RPO down there by the goal line, and Wagner just a step too quick.
Marsh in there with Driggers. Marsh will have it, and he spins and scores. The sophomore with a game-tying touchdown if they can convert the extra point. And so just like that, the Unicorns go down the field.
Well, you can tell New Braunfels is trying to set, or at least send some messages early too. I mean, that play on first down didn't do much, and then they decided they're going to go right back to the run and see if they couldn't stick it in, and second time proved to be the charm.
Nick Cruz will try to add the point after. That kick is up and through, and so we've got a tie ball game, and we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
So the Unicorns are smiling. A pretty quick first quarter here as take another look at Marsh's touchdown.
Yeah, got some nice chunk plays in the air.
What a bright future for him as a sophomore, huh?
Yeah. Tall, lean kid. Then bashed it in from there.
Taking a look at our Plumbing Today band cam as the Wagner band is out in full force. LJ Butler and company getting ready to get the football back here with 2:10 to play, and Glenn Mangold's team doing a nice job of answering that very impressive first drive by Wagner. And let's hope that Riker Purdy and his shoulder are all right. He can continue to play because what a performance he put on that first drive.
Well, you can tell that Coach Mangold really's got a lot of confidence in the sophomore Marsh. I mean, that kid plays a lot of wide receiver. That's his primary position, but when in doubt by the goal line, they didn't have any problem giving it to the young man.
So we'll get our second look at the Wagner offense, which is so diversified. There's so many wrinkles to that veer. We saw options, we saw counters, we saw fullback dives, we saw quarterback keepers. And again, whether you're at Rice or Georgia Tech or Navy who's perfected it, it's fun to watch when it's done right. And Isaiah keeps it himself, stays on his feet, and bounces out short of the 30. Gain of about 4, though, on first down.
You see how elusive that young man is at quarterback. I mean, Isaiah took about 3 shots on that one and was still able to turn that into positive yardage. Very tough team to tackle because some of these guys and their lower torsos, man, there's some big, strong men out there.
Second down and 14. Williams will pitch. New Braunfels swarms to the football at a gain of only about 2. And there were 6 or 7 Unicorns right there all over it.
But it just shows you how shifty and elusive these Wagner ball carriers, every single one of them are. You're right. I mean, New Braunfels had 3 or 4 guys right there in space, and yet that was still a positive gain, even though they were outnumbered on the outside.
Third down and 4. Butler yet to touch it on this drive. It's Williams again, and he's not going to get there. An interesting call here as it's going to be 4th down and about a yard, maybe a little less. And you're deep in your own territory, but you've also got LJ Butler.
Makes up for a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, the things you can do when he's on the field, right? I mean, either give it to him or you just use him as a fake. No sense getting tricky, right?
And he picks up the first down. LJ Butler, and you just look at the size of the young man. Talk about lower torso.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite befuddling. I mean, as much as we've gotten a chance to see this young man over time, that there aren't just a whole slew of offers. And he's obviously gotten his share. But it's just like, what do you want to see?
Here he is again getting to the edge, and again you're seeing his speed and his toughness all in one run as the man who's been giving out the punishment for New Braunfels takes some there with Kendrick Thompson. Kendrick Thompson comes up to lay a lick, and
you got to go low.
You know, that's having a big motor in a Volkswagen Bug when you're hit by a Mack truck.
Man, it's tough, right? I mean, because you go high, you can take a shot, and then if you go low, he might run over you. So, I mean, he's just that kind of player.
That's a collision of the game nominee as Williams does a good job of faking it, keeping it, and picking up another Mammoth Contracting first down. That will likely end the first quarter. A good one so far. Well, they stopped the clock to move the change, so they may get one more play off, although looks like Wagner's going to be content to just let it roll, and it will. Good first half of action, two really good offenses, and some big-time physical football. A lot of big hits in this one. 7-7 Wagner and New Braunfels on Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back. Time for the Air Serve Heating and Air Conditioning. First quarter highlights. Isaiah Williams giving Wagner the lead after a 15-play drive, ate up most of the first quarter. But New Braunfels went right down the field, and Landon Marsh ties it up at 7 apiece. As we're seeing a lot of physicality in this football game, the Unicorns and T-Birds trading touchdowns, and we're all knotted at 7. And it's a South Texas vocational first down for Isaiah Williams at midfield with the T-Bird offense. Quentin Owens lining up behind him. He gets the pitch and another big-time hit. That's Andre Booker, who was drilled. I didn't get the license plate of that truck who drilled him for a collision nominee. Chuck, as we take a first look at our first quarter highlight stats.
Yeah, I think it was Kendrick Thompson delivering the blow, but we got 7s on the scoreboard, and that's about the extent of our our first quarter stats right there, right? I mean, that's the only thing that matters. We're square at 7.
Here's another counter play. Nice play design by Wagner as it picks up about 5 yards. And I think Kendrick Thompson has been in all 3 or 4 nominees for our collision of the game so far.
Yeah, he's wearing himself out. He took the brunt of something on that last play. Slow to get up.
I thought he was going to be. I was shocked that he got up after Butler hit him a few plays ago.
Yeah, that young man's got a really good chance to play at the next level if he so chooses.
3rd down and 4. Again, Butler not in. They'll pitch it to Owens. And he's going to get the first down, a South Texas Votech first down.
Billy Fitch again on the tackle. Billy Fitch's name has been called quite a few times tonight so far. But again, really good job by the New Braunfels defense having a bunch of bodies around the ball. It's so hard to play defense against this offense because you just can't see where the ball is.
They don't lose a lot of size either when Owens comes in there for Butler, who's back in there. And we've got a pre-snap penalty. It's going to be a false start against the Wagner Thunderbirds.
Xavier Garza is the man wearing the white hat tonight. Doing a good job with these crews that we see week to week, Don. Now, it seems like every week we're talking about, man, how did these guys see that call or see that?
Yeah, in real time.
Yep.
It's easy to second guess it in super slow motion with 4 different cameras.
For sure.
They do a great job. First down and 15. A motion, and Williams keeps, and again, nowhere to go because that New Braunfels defense staying at home. James Windrow helped out there by Kobe Smith.
Yeah, Windrow doing a really good job. And again, it starts up with the D-line. Talked about New Braunfels having to mix and match this year, but they got Rodriguez, Sanchez, and Dorr up front. And then those linebackers in this 3-4 scheme done a really good job keeping everything in front. You know, it's been kind of, to this point, death by 1,000 paper cuts, because this Wagner team runs this offense so well, and they're just so good at killing the clock along with it.
2nd and 15, and Williams wants to throw, and he goes deep, one-on-one coverage on a post route, and almost coming down with it was the receiver who did a fantastic job, but it was also broken up nicely by the defender. That was intended for Matthew Sam, and I thought he was going to bring it in, and it just came out late and may have been knocked loose.
Well, Isaiah Williams, that's a man-sized throw right there. Hung in there, knew he was going to take a shot, and then on the back end, outstanding job by Stephen Kelsey to just stay with it and be active to try to knock that ball away because it was delivered right on the spot.
Yeah, I think he got his left arm in there right at the end. Kind of punched it out, but a nice throw by Isaiah Williams, too, who doesn't put it up that often, and that'll set up 3rd down and 15. And we have whistles, and I think Wagner wants to talk this over. And we'll take it with him. Wagner with a 3rd and 15 in a tie ball game. 9:16 to go here at Rutledge Stadium. A good one on Thursday Night Lights.
Hey TNL fans, Taco Cabana is proud to once again be the title sponsor of Thursday Night Lights. Enchiladas are back. It's Enchilada Fest. Stop by any Taco Cabana and enjoy so many to choose from. Make plans now to visit Taco Cabana after the game or this weekend. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Our thanks to Taco Cabana for being the sponsor again this year. Sets up 3rd down and 15, the 12th play of this drive. Wagner's run 27 offensive plays to New Braunfels' 8.
And yet here we are, right? 7-7. This is what we talked about all week, that we were going to see 2 differing offensive philosophies, but both have delivered.
Williams going to throw again, throws it underneath, has a man slipping and falling at about the 30-yard line. Going to be short of the 1st down. That was Donovan Ransall.
So don't you like this play design, Don? I mean, does this look like a team that runs the veer all the time? Not to me. I mean, they've sent a lot of guys deep, clear out, let an athlete make a play, and he doesn't lose his feet. That might get interesting.
So that sets up 4th down and 5. They'll go for it again. Butler lines up behind Williams. And Williams is going to throw. Wants to, and it's incomplete. Had a man, made a nice throw there, but not hanging on to it was Andre Booker. And so they'll turn it over on downs. A good stop by the New Braunfels defense, and we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
Well, again, that was a really nice play design, wasn't it? I mean, it doesn't look like a team that is your standard, we're just going to veer you to death, right? I mean, perfectly executed on the sprint out. Just couldn't quite come up with the ears on the back end.
Wagner showing blitz, and Driggers picks it up. One-on-one coverage on the sideline, and it's, again, good coverage there and knocked away. Braunfels hoping for some pass interference, not going to get the call.
No, I mean, Nakari Higginbottom did a really good job. Look at him going stride for stride with the receiver, and that's just darn good defense.
Turned his head around, got his hand up there and knocked it out. Official right there making the call.
Yeah,
good
can't do it much better, that's for sure.
Driggers fires into the flat. Chalico dancing, and now he's going to be stopped by the Thunderbird defense. Picked up maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and long.
And Wagner is really doing an outstanding job of disguising their blitzes, but they are bringing pressure seemingly on every pass play. So far, Peyton Driggers has done a really good job picking it up.
Driggers on 3rd and 8 here. Wagner showing blitz again. They may have been offsides. Don't see a flag yet. Driggers now scrambling. He's got a guy down the sideline one-on-one, and coming back to make the catch is Chalico. Was he in bounds?
Sure looked like he was from here.
The officials are talking it over. They rule it incomplete. We've also got a flag down and a man down as a Thunderbird is down there rolling around the 23.
He's negative and negative. The refs get it right again.
Official right there on the sideline. Penalties going against Wagner. And there's a Wagner player getting up slowly now.
Our camera guy's all over it as usual. Good job, crew. And the ref's all over it as well.
We'll see who that is hobbling off. Nehemiah Hernandez walking gingerly on that left ankle.
Yeah, I didn't see at the very beginning of this play if it was Nehemiah or not, but somebody on that Wagner defensive line just blasted through the New Braunfels offensive line and really wreaked havoc to begin the beginning of that play.
So it is 3rd down and 4.
I guess that was Latrell Burton.
Boy, Driggers looks really confident throwing the football, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, of all the things that they said about him is that he will not get rattled, and he's a play-to-play kind of guy.
Whistles blow here, and another flag flies. And we've got a false start against the Unicorns. Got to back him up, and it'll be 3rd down and 9.
Peyton Driggers has an offer from Mary Hardin Baylor, Don, and you know, here's another guy that the shutdown hasn't helped with a lot of these kids in recruiting because, I mean, the NCAA essentially took everybody off the road. So you can't talk to anybody. You got to look at only film, and you know, so hopefully Peyton will put enough tape together this year to get a little more looks.
He's got a real fluid delivery. Completes this one. Going across the 40-yard line is Aiden Bauman.
Bauman doing a really good job there getting the ball and then knowing exactly where the sticks were. Made just enough move there at the end to lunge forward and keep this drive alive for New Braunfels.
It's a South Texas Votech 1st down for Aiden Bauman, the junior wide receiver. And New Braunfels now with a time-consuming drive. It's a South Texas Votech 1st down, as we said. Driggers just winds up and throws it down the sideline and just missed. Throwing inside, looking for Dylan Schriever.
And good job by the Wagner DBs, too, forcing those receivers outside. It was really hard for the New Braunfels receiver to come back for that football because the DB had basically rode him the whole way up the sideline.
Driggers has a nice release, just a kind of a quick trigger and comes out quickly.
Take a look at Jyrene Campbell. Doing a little something on that play.
And again, we're going to have a pre-snap penalty. And looks like another false start against New Braunfels. A lot of false starts tonight from both sides.
Well, it's a big ball game. We've already seen the level of intensity. Both teams really, really wanting this game. I mean, there's a few teams that are still unbeaten in 27-6A, Wagner obviously being one of them. So, you know, big game for Wagner to try to keep pace up at the top, and a huge game for New Braunfels to try to get back into the thick of the race.
2nd down and 15 for Driggers here. Purdy's still out of the ballgame. Bolden just ran over him and trying to get to him, and he was feeling a little bit of pressure, and that's why he was able to miss Shriver so badly. But I don't know if we have a shot at Alex Bolden just blasting through there.
Yeah, and I think Shriver had a hard time finding the ball in the lights. Yeah, there were a couple of Wagner guys in the backfield.
Just air-mailed that one. Still have not seen everything running back Riker Purdy since he hurt his shoulder on their first scoring drive. Firing down the sideline, and that was caught.
Love it.
He's selling it. Jake Vaughn selling the catch, and he's got it.
Yeah, free play for New Braunfels, and you got to love the awareness of the New Braunfels football team knowing they had a free play. Driggers just throwing it deep, and Jake Vaughn laying out and making it look good.
The side judge over here is calling it incomplete. I guess he was overruled. They're giving it to him. It's 1st down and 10. South Texas Votech 1st down, inside handoff. And because Purdy is out of the ball game, Ryan Wilson is in at running back.
Some good blocking all the way around. Even Chaliko coming out there and laying some wood. I mean, this is good old-fashioned football here in Rutledge Stadium. These boys are getting after each other.
2nd down and 7. Here he is again, Ryan Wilson. He's a junior. Had only 4 carries coming in, playing behind Purdy. Purdy may be done for the night. We'll get a check with Zach at halftime.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with, you saw Nehemiah Hernandez go out, the sophomore D-end for Wagner, and Kaysen and Lotta gonna have to hold it down over there. That's a big fella right there, 99.
There you see Purdy holding that shoulder, and he's got his helmet on. Here's Driggers getting to the outside. He slipped. Thought maybe he had rolled his ankle as well, but Bolden in hot pursuit. He's short of the marker.
Look at 71. Get out there and pull, Don. That's going to be a player to keep an eye on here, not only for the rest of the year, but next year as well. James Don, 71's got a chance to be really, really good. In fact, he's already really, really good. He's got a chance to be really, really great.
4th and 2. New Braunfels driving. Driggers in trouble. Now throws it. Did a good job of patiently waiting for the receiver, but what a play by the Wagner defense, running that down and making the tackle is number 21, Jaireen Campbell. One-on-one in space and turns the ball over on downs. Wagner's got it when we come back. We're still tied at 7. All right, it's time for our air conditioning service company, Smile Cam, and the Wagner cheerleaders put on the spot on camera. Doing a great job tonight, cheering for their squad. Fans bundled up here, breezy, chilly night. 1st down and 10 for Isaiah Williams, who pitches this time on 1st down, and nice little option play, gets good yardage. Picks up about 5. Another new ball carrier for the Thunderbirds. That's Mark Alanis, his first carry of the game.
Yeah, as you can see, a lot of guys by committee. A lot of guys getting touches here in the first half. Wagner trying to do something with this drive before the end of the half.
Here's Butler inside. Butler punishes the New Braunfels defense and gets another first down, a South Texas Votech first down, and boy, does he run with authority. He's got deceptive speed as well when he gets outside. We've seen that on some of his 80-yard touchdown runs over his career. He really can move, but in between the tackles is where he does the damage.
Yeah, I mean, he runs with bad intention.
Williams keeps it this time, and another nice game. The thing about the Veer offense is it keeps you off balance so much because there's so many things you can do off of it. Of course, made famous by Bill Yeoman, the Houston Cougars back in the 60s. Sometimes was confused with the wishbone, but it's a little different. And when executed, it's really hard to stop. There's another pitch to the outside, but Kendrick comes up, and Kendrick Thompson, that is, wanting to lay another hit and knocked his hat off, and it may have been a helmet to helmet. Is he okay? Yeah, he's all right. But that was maybe a personal foul targeting type penalty, and see what they do with Thompson here. He may throw him out if it was.
Personal foul, the indication against New Braunfels.
Didn't say what the personal foul was. He didn't make that fist to the head motion, which would be targeting, so. Looked pretty clean. Oh, 96 ripped his helmet off at the end of the play. That was a penalty. It didn't come on the hit. Matthew Dorr ripped his helmet off as he was laying down on the turf. That's a 15-yarder. I thought at first that it might have just been straight up helmet to helmet that knocked it off. Williams to Butler's got lead blockers, gets to the outside, cuts it inside, and then drags a couple more guys all the way across the 35-yard line into New Braunfels territory. And
isn't it interesting to watch this offense operate? Because they just don't need a whole lot of space in order to move the football. That's what's so interesting to watch.
The precision of the line.
Absolutely.
The offensive line and the schemes and the way the guys pull and get out in front, the way the receivers get there to block.
See, again, I mean, it just looks like there's all kinds of traffic right by the ball. And you're right, Don. I mean, it starts with Willie Tolliver, the big fella in the middle, number 50, and then to his right, he's got McGee and Gallegos. To the left of him, he's got Padron and Delgado. And they're just like surgeons out there.
And the key is to watch those receivers. They're kind of like slot men, and where they line up to block, they pull as well sometimes. And down the sideline for another nice game is Quentin Owens. And you saw the slot on the right side go the other way like it was going to be a reverse, turn, and then become the lead blocker. It's complicated, and it's different on every snap. Check out the receiver at the bottom of your screen, the guy who's lined up in the backfield. He goes like it's a reverse and then turns back.
Look at him hold his block.
Inside handoff, flag flies. We're going to have a hold here or another chop block, depending on what the umpire saw. But Quentin Owens in for Butler. And again, they don't seem to lose much size when Owens comes in. He also is a punishing runner. So they're going to call it all night. That's their third tonight of a block below the waist on the Wagner offense. And Charles Bruce looks like he wants to talk it over with the officials on how they're ruling. No, he doesn't coach it. What a likable guy Charles Bruce is.
Oh, there's no question, man. On those Judson powerhouse teams in the 80s. Went on to Prairie View, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell. I mean, these kids have been coached. I mean, I just love watching this veer. And then when they need to throw it, they look the part too.
There's the pitch, little option. And Braunfels staying at home again, and they do a good job on that option. Kobe Smith making the play there. New Braunfels is well coached on defense to, prepare for this in 1 week. Not easy to prepare for all the options that come off this veer offense.
Yeah, I mean, you're not kidding. I mean, this is about as good as you could expect. Guys in the right spot, and usually has been the case tonight, it's been more than one guy in the right spot.
We're now inside of 2 minutes to go in the half as Williams takes a deep drop. He's pressured and he's sacked. Brought down, the Unicorns brought the house. James Windrow in there with his teammates, and a huge loss on the play for the Thunderbirds.
Well, here you go. Wagner back to pass. There's just nowhere to go with a football. There's pressure up the middle, pressure on the outside, and Windrow was the guy that was able to bring down Isaiah Williams.
Really impressed with the motor that this New Braunfels defense plays with. They swarm to the ball and play fast. They play really fast. We'll take this time to hear from our friends at San Antonio Sports.
Well, Thursday Night Lights is, a great opportunity to reach and motivate our high school athletes, their families, coaches, etc. We've tried to do that with the Beyond the Game program. Sinclair Broadcast Group and Methodist Healthcare have been great partners. And, the program really encourages high school and middle school teams to submit narratives and pictures and videos of things that they are doing to reflect key character traits, respect, selfless service. Those types of things with community service tend to feed on each other. So we started 4 years ago with 20 high school submitting, and last year we had over 70. And so we're anticipating a lot more this year. It keeps growing, but it really sets the tone for the coaches, parents, and players to do things beyond what they do on the field or the court.
We've been partners in this program for a couple years now, and at Methodist Healthcare, our mission is serving humanity to honor God. And we think that getting our student athletes and our school districts involved in community outreach programs is a great way of living that message and really instilling that kind of thought process and behavior within the high school and middle school audience. So it's just a great program, and we're inspired by what the work the kids are doing in the communities.
We love our relationship with San Antonio Sports, the Beyond the Game program, doing great things in San Antonio. As you take a look at our Orange Theory Fitness band cam in a 7-7 ball game, 1:47 here to play in the half, and after that big sack, it's 4th and 32, and we'll see Mercy Miandani punt for the first time tonight. Riker Purdy is out of the ball game, and so that's a new up man for the Unicorns.
Good tackle.
Good, real good tackle in space as the Unicorns will try to score here before the half. 1:38 to go, and of course, one of the high schools seen on TNL this year is going to win that $5,000 band grant. It's all based on your votes, so text band 13 to 44332 if you want New Braunfels to win, or band 14 to 44332 for Wagner. The $5,000 band grant made possible by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
So New Braunfels' defense really stepping it up here on the last two drives, and now it's Wagner's turn to see if they can answer, because this is huge for New Braunfels if they can go down and get a score.
And Trigger's very capable with 2 minutes to go as he throws into coverage, and good one-on-one coverage there by the Wagner defense.
Yeah, you get a chance to steal a possession here before the half, Don. We know that coming back to start the third quarter, the Unicorns are going to get the ball first. So, you know, this is a really good opportunity for the New Braunfels team to go down and steal a possession and then, you know, see if they can stack scoring drives together and give themselves some distance in this football game.
Takari Bedford with the coverage there as Driggers drops, pressured a little bit, throws over the middle, and he completes it. Nice ball, nice catch. His favorite receiver, Dylan Schriever, with the reception. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick, who's got an update on Riker Purdy.
Yeah, thanks, Don. Riker Purdy's down here on the sideline. He's staying loose, trying to keep things going here. It looks like the trainers have put some more padding around his left shoulder, upper neck area. Don't want to speculate what anything is just yet, but coaches haven't ruled him out yet, so we'll see if he makes a return later on in the ball game.
All right, Driggers going deep. Got a man in single coverage, and he's going to get a pass interference call on Wagner's defense, as it looked to me like at first look that Takari Bedford may have used his left arm to kind of hold Schriever from getting to the middle of the field.
Yeah, an interesting call here either way. So let's take a look. Ball in the air. Didn't see anything at the top of the route.
Right there, he's earlier in the play. I think he's kind of, it's hand fighting, but he may have held him up just enough to get the call. So it's a new set of downs, past midfield, 121. That's plenty of time for Driggers, who fires to the outside, runs the out route, and completes it. And getting out of bounds are the Unicorns, and so here we go. Nice completion there to Jacob Reddy.
And again, really clean pocket for Driggers to operate. You got Warren in the middle with Scallion and Dawn to his left, and then Cantu and Salgado to his right.
Driggers now fires, got a man on a post, and just overthrew Schriever. He had him. Schriever had beaten his man, and he just overshot him. A little adrenaline rush there. He also had to get rid of it quickly.
That's part of the issue. I mean, you got a blitzer coming in on you and got to get the ball away. Just an outstanding job by Wagner, sending the heat from all different places tonight. Jyrene Campbell putting the pressure on that one.
3rd and 2, 55 to play here. Trips left, hands inside, and he's going to be short of the marker is Ryan Wilson. So it'll be 4th down with 40 seconds to go here. And they run him this time. He's got the first down, but tick-tock, they'll burn one of them here. And that's a good time. No, they won't. They're going to line up quickly because the clock stopped to stop the change, and he'll spike instead. So good call there by Mangold because he knew the clock had to stop as they moved the chains. Didn't have to burn one of his 2 timeouts, spikes instead. 30 seconds to go, 2 timeouts, and you're inside the 40. What a well-coached team to line up that quickly and execute that. Driggers now back to pass. One-on-one coverage again, got him again. That time it's caught, and getting down and out of bounds at the 1-yard line is Chalico, who did a great job to extend the football. He almost scored. And they want to go quickly now because of momentum. What a throw. 22 seconds to go and 2 timeouts, so the clock's not even a factor now inside the Central Med red zone for the Unicorns. Driggers inside handoff. Now it's going to get interesting, and New Braunfels will burn one there because they want to stop it.
How about Albert Lotta? That was a tackle and a half. One-on-one, fire in the hole, and paid the price for it, but man, that was a heck of a play.
And how about the throw by Peyton Driggers on the previous play?
Yeah, I mean, just in the clean pocket. Just a lot of room to step and throw. These receivers are doing a good job getting downfield. Just 9 route, hitting them at the top.
Now, normally, this is where we'd see Riker Purdy just bull his way in. He's good for it, but again, he went out with a shoulder injury, and I know the coaches aren't saying anything, but the way he was acting on the sideline, it looks to me like he's probably done for the night.
Well, you know, you still got that one timeout, so you know the whole playbook is right there in front of you. We'll see how they decide to carve it up.
Ryan Wilson, the back. He gets the handoff and he walks in for a touchdown. New Braunfels executing perfectly the 2-minute offense, 1:48 exactly. And the Unicorns march right down the field to take the lead with the go-ahead touchdown.
Well, you can't draw it up any better than that, right? I mean, you got under 2 minutes left to go in the first half. You know you're getting the ball to start the third quarter. Wagner's trying to minimize the amount of times you get the ball on offense, and yet here you go. You take the lead just before the half, and if you can get a stop, you're going to get the ball to start the second half. Perfect.
Nick Cruz with the extra point, and the Unicorns have a touchdown lead. It's 14-7 here at Rutledge Stadium, and we'll keep it right here. What a drive to get some momentum going into the locker room. Chuck, you could have run through this one.
Well, you're very kind, my friend, but probably not. You'll just look at Tyler Scallion and Connor Warren. Man, plow horses up front.
I know this is off topic, but looking at that unicorn mascot, shouldn't it be a unihorn instead of a unicorn?
Perhaps. I don't know that I've given it much thought. Let me ponder.
They have one horn. That's a unihorn. I don't know where corn comes into play. It's a great mascot. Texas has a lot of really good mascots, and that's one of the most unique.
Yeah, I mean, their uniforms look good tonight, too. I'm surprised you haven't said anything about that.
I save it for the fourth quarter, Chuck.
All right.
I'm making the observations, though. You can bet that for sure. Here comes Wagner on the kickoff return. And they'll have about 6 seconds for one play here at the end of the half. So barring something unforeseen, New Braunfels will have a touchdown lead going into the locker room in a very well-played first half by both teams.
Yeah, we'll see. Charles Bruce has got a little trick up his sleeve here. You got one play?
Never know.
Maybe something you've been working on, haven't had a chance to show the other teams on tape. Why not? Take a shot.
They've got the athletes, and they also have the home run hitter in L.J. Butler. You never know what he's going to do when he touches the football. And they hand it to him, and he hits the seam, and it's going to take 4 or 5 of him to get him out of bounds, and there'll only be one tick left here before the half.
Well, you know, you're just holding your breath if you New Braunfels every time this young man touches a football. You never know. New Braunfels doing a great job. Had 2 guys out there to shove him out of bounds.
Again, and you know, you could see on that play right there that just 1 or 2 tackles away from breaking it. He's got this here, and he's just looking for people to run over. And does, and picks up another nice chunk that'll add to his stat total, but it will take us to halftime if this penalty is against Wagner. It is. It's declined, and that's halftime. The New Braunfels Unicorns come into Rutledge Stadium and take a touchdown lead over the home team, Wagner Thunderbirds. It's 14-7. When we come back, we'll have our America's Diamond halftime show. We'll hear from the bands and meet our Scholar Athletes of the Week. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back on Thursday Night Lights.
is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, America's Diamond, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, RNL Certified Auto Group, Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning, Affordable Health Insurance Agency, Orange Theory Fitness, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, San Antonio Sports, Methodist Healthcare, Plumbing Today, Texas Water Advisor, Beluga Air, Bargain Warehouse Outlet, JD Collision Express, Air Conditioning Service Company, the San Antonio International Airport, Centro Med, Mammoth Contracting, and Monarch Trophies. Welcome to the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Welcome back to DW Rutledge Stadium. Halftime, the Unicorns lead the Thunderbirds with a score of 14-7 with a late score right before the half to take the lead. And right now, to the musings of Michael Jackson and Thriller, of course, it's Halloween. You got to get ready for it. The Wagner Thunderbird Marching Band is on the field. Let's hear from their band director.
My name is Jose Raul Perez. This is actually my first year here at Wagner High School. And I'm very excited to, take on this year and go with all the challenges that COVID has brought to us and still make a memorable experience for the kids and our community. This year, JISD decided to go with an optional marching band, which that means is that students that are in our band program aren't required to be in the marching band. So every member that you see out there has opted out to be part of the marching band. This year we're about 112 members. That's percussion, brass, woodwinds, and color guard included. They're some of the hardest working kids that I've ever worked with. Nothing stops them, and COVID has not impeded us from making memorable experiences out here on the field. So we'll be performing the first movement of our UIL show. Our UIL show is called Maestro, and it's basically a classical show. It has a lot of classical melodies that are very recognizable, and it's kind of a mashup. It's a lot of classical melodies put together. The students really like it. Kind of reminds them of Bugs Bunny. If you're familiar with the show, a bunch of classical melodies and stuff like that. So it's a very fun show and very exciting to play. The kids have enjoyed playing it and putting it together. We have enjoyed putting it together, and it's been a lot of fun. Given the circumstances, UIL has been optional for a lot of districts and schools across Texas. JISD and Wagner High School has decided that we will be participating in UIL. That'll be coming up November 14th, and the staff and students are very excited for what this year has to offer as far as our competitive season. I'm very proud of the hard work that the students have done despite all of the circumstances thrown our way. We haven't quit, we haven't stopped, and we're going to keep on going till the very end, making this the best season that we can possibly can despite everything going on, and pushing forward has been our motto this year.
Our thanks to the Wagner Thunderbird Band for bringing some pageantry to tonight's game, getting ready to perform some of their halftime show here. And it's time now for you to get your phones out and vote. Once again, we have teamed up with the Children's Hospital of San Antonio to award a $5,000 band grant to one of the schools that appears on this season of Thursday Night Lights. And if you want to vote for the Wagner Marching Band, it's time to text Band 14 Band 14 to 44332. That's Band 14 without any spaces to 44332 for complete texting guidelines. You can find them all at the CW35.com. Thanks once again to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for making the $5,000 band grant possible.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare are shining the light on teams that model key values through their actions. This week, we salute 2 schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Continuing their annual Read Across America initiative, the Wagner football team spent a day at Escondido Elementary, where athletes read fun stories to students and addressed the importance of reading for their education. In the midst of virtual learning last spring, the Alamo Heights boys soccer team supported the Read Aloud program, reading their favorite childhood books to elementary students and tasking them to read a book of their own. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of sportsmanship, selfless service, caring, integrity, and respect. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
And the Wagner Thunderbird Marching Band just wrapping up their halftime show. The New Braunfels Unicorn Band isn't traveling to away games this year, unfortunately, but earlier this week we did catch up with their band director to talk about their marching season.
My name is David Eckert. I have been teaching. This is my 21st year of teaching. This is my 13th year here at New Braunfels High School and my 4th year as director of band for the district and head director of the high school. I couldn't be more proud of our kids facing these challenges that we're all facing right now, and continuing to come out and work, particularly in a situation where a lot of these kids are motivated by competition. They want to go out and compete. They want to go put on productions, and they want to go to state and other contests and BOA and all these environments where they see other bands and they get to compete with other bands and go head-to-head with some of the best in the state. And now to have a season where they're limited to 5 home games and 1 band showcase, and their show is very limited with regard to the amount of movement and the challenges of the music and stuff, and only rehearsing with about half of the students. It's a challenge for them, and they're still making it out every day to rehearsal and working extremely hard and staying positive and very energetic. And we've had kids that have been quarantined due to contact tracing out of just precautionary measures for the district. They just want to be careful. We have not had any incidents in our program because the kids are resilient and they work hard and they listen to us with regard to protocol, and they're still doing it. And some kids that have been out for weeks are really emotionally upset, obviously, for not being with us for a couple of weeks. And it's because they want to be with their friends. They want to be working and they want to be doing what we do. So it shows the value in music education and performing arts and shows what it means to them. So I couldn't be more proud of them. As challenging as this time is, it's the kids that make it worth coming to work every day. We were all concerned about coming back to work, but we didn't question it 1 second because we know our kids and know how much they mean to us and how much this organization means to them. So we're ecstatic with the work that they've done, and I just can't wait for us to get back to normal, whatever that's going to be, so we can start doing what we love doing at the level we like doing it at. So I'm super proud.
Social distance no matter where you
Our
are.
thanks to the Unicorn Marching Band. And once again, it's time to get your phones out and vote. If you'd like to vote for the New Braunfels Band, text BAND 13 to 44332. That's BAND 13 without any spaces to 44332. Complete texting guidelines, once again, can be found at the CW35.com. And thanks again to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for making this $5,000 band grant possible. Stick around, we'll have more right after this.
You're watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Welcome back to the America's Diamond Halftime Show. New Braunfels taking the lead on a 2-minute drive at the end of the first half to go up 14-7. As Chuck said, they get the ball back here to start the second half.
A good chance. It's just been a really interesting couple of weeks for the Braunfels, obviously. I mean, they played in that heartbreaker last week against Steele, and it was going to be interesting to see how they would respond, and so far so good. I mean, they played a really clean game on defense and then gotten 2 really good drives here. Can't say enough about how well they worked with that 2-minute offense to go down, steal a possession before the end of the half, get a score. Now you got a chance to really capitalize in this game if you can take the first possession of the third quarter and get some more points.
You know, at the end of the season, Vulcan Materials Company will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the student athletes that's recognized on TNL. So let's meet this week's students.
Our scholar athlete from New Braunfels High School is Cody Coronado. The senior defensive tackle is a 3-year letterman and currently has a GPA of 3.77.
I really like math. I'm in calculus right now. I always really like that stuff.
A couple weeks ago, Cody's senior season ended sooner than he expected when he tore his ACL. But as a member of the team's leadership council, he's still bringing the energy.
I will always help out my team, or just get him going. Like during the huddle, I will do that. It sucks for me not to be able to play, but I will do my best to help them on the sidelines.
Cody is a member of the National Honor Society. He also volunteers as a coach for youth flag football.
Now I understand the stress of my coaches, and even though it's on a smaller level, I couldn't imagine what they had to go through all the time.
He also helps out with the middle school 7-on-7 team.
Well, before my brother went to college, it was really fun being able to coach with him and doing that stuff with him.
After graduation, Cody plans studying industrial engineering and will be attending Texas Tech University with his older brothers.
And I cannot wait to be up there with them. It's going to be one of the most fun things I ever do in my life would be in college with my brothers.
Our scholar athlete from Wagner High School is Daniel Powell. The senior outside linebacker excels on the field and in the classroom with a GPA of 96.71.
Football isn't just everything. You got to be more than just an athlete.
Daniel says the motivation to do well in school comes from his mom.
She's always pushing me to have the best grades, and she's always telling me she wants me to have a better life than her.
In the spring, Daniel stays busy as a member of the track and field team.
I've been running track since freshman year. I did the 400, the 200, and sometimes the 100, and then pretty much all the relays.
Daniel also volunteers at food drives with his teammates and church congregation. He also participates in Read Across America.
Kids are always going to look up to you, so setting an example for them is just something that's good for them to have.
After graduating next spring, Daniel plans to study business.
UT State or UTSA. I've been looking at the team. They've been looking pretty nice.
Welcome back. It's 14-7, New Braunfels at half, and it is time for our AHIA highlights. Back and forth game. Wagner took up most of the first quarter on a 15-play drive, and Isaiah Williams made it 7-0, but New Braunfels went right down the field. Landon Marsh tied it up. And then, after getting the ball back in the second quarter with 1:48 to go, the Unicorns march down the field and make it 14-7. They've got the lead. They'll get the football when we come back. Welcome back to Rutledge Stadium. It is time for our R&L Certified Auto Group second half kickoff. Glenn Mangold's team up a touchdown and hoping to add to it as they get the ball first here in the second half.
It was a nice, well-played, clean first half of football, and sure we're in for some more here in the second.
RC Biondi with the kickoff, and the return taken across the 25. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick and talk to both coaches.
Yeah, thanks, Don. Starting with Coach Charles Bruce here with the Thunderbirds. He just said his team's got to take care of the football and then finish, simply, was his message before the second half. And then as for Glenn Mangold and the Unicorns, he's saying that, yeah, they're going to have to fight. They're expecting one here in the second half. And then as for an update on Riker Purdy, Coach Mangold didn't rule him out in the second half. I did notice that Riker was standing outside the huddle a little bit, not wanting to jostle around too much as he's still kind of favoring that left shoulder. Guys?
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. It's a Mammoth contracting first down under pressure. Driggers fires, completes it for another Mammoth contracting first down. That's to Trace Higginbotham.
Peyton Driggers doing an excellent job again. Wagner bringing the heat. Driggers hanging on to it as long as he could, waits for his receiver to clear, and picking up a first down here to start the second half.
See his numbers, 10 of 16 for 151 yards. And he fires again. He's got a man. Interesting, Chuck, he is very brave to throw into coverage. He trusts his arm that much. He's got single coverage and knows the safety's coming over the top, and he just 3 or 4 times tonight tries to just get it in there. As you see, Riker Purdy back in there, got that shoulder bandaged, but we could tell in that first drive that kid's tough as nails. He wants in there. Second and 10. They hand it to Purdy. It's a nice little cut. Put his foot in the ground, but is he slow to get up again? He may have fallen on that shoulder. He says, I'm all right.
We're going to find out right away, right?
How about that foot in the ground and change direction? He wants to stay in, but coach is going to pull him out and ask him a little bit about that shoulder. 3rd down and 5 now for Driggers. Wagner's brought the heat a lot tonight. Fakes the handoff and misfires as he intended it for Higginbotham again, and that'll set up 4th down. Right at midfield, and Mangold runs the punting unit out.
It's a big stop for Wagner. I mean, this is becoming a bit of a chess match between both of these teams, and Wagner knows that they gave up that touchdown to end the first half, so what do? They come out and presumably will get the ball back here after stopping them after the initial first down by New Braunfels.
Josh Colazzo back to return the punt. He'll let it bounce at the 30, and New Braunfels will cover it there, and we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
Well, he does it all, doesn't he? Kendrick Thompson punts, plays safety. Butler gets it on first down and going nowhere as the entire New Braunfels defense collapses. They're going to call it down.
It's all right.
New
Some
Braunfels
guys get some tape time here.
Thought they had a takeaway, but the officials, I didn't hear a whistle, but none of the officials moved, so they must have blown it.
Zane Sanchez coming up with what he thought was the loose ball.
Good job of going after it, but even if he wasn't completely down, his forward progress had been stopped. Good hustle, though. That New Braunfels defense hustles. 2nd down and 8, pitch coming this way. Across the 35 and stepping out of bounds at the 40-yard line is Andre Booker.
Andre Booker making his father proud for sure. Andre Booker's dad was a great football player at Clemens back in the day. Mark Husenberger filling us in on his story, and his father died tragically when he was 1 year old, so that young man doing a great job carrying on the family name.
Isaiah Williams to the 35.
Quarterback Isaiah Williams, 5-yard carry up to the 45-yard line.
A lot of good bloodlines out here tonight. The Redding kid from Jacob Redding, the sophomore receiver from New Braunfels, is the grandson of Sterling Jeter, who was the longtime assistant coach here at Judson for DW Rutledge on all those Judson State Championship teams. I'm sure Grandpa happy to see his grandson playing in this stadium where they had so much success.
Yep, Alex Bolden's brother played at Judson, was a quarterback.
Jacob Redding. Sterling Jeter, one of the legendary high school football coaches in San Antonio.
Oh, ball's loose.
Out. New Braunfels got it. The Unicorns strip it this time, and Ryan Wilson comes up with it.
They've been close a couple of times tonight and finally made something happen. Who stripped it?
Wilson did both.
25, doing a job.
He got the strip and the recovery. He was going from it from the beginning there.
They've been really hawking the ball here tonight and had a couple of them almost forcing a turnover, and that was huge.
He stays out there to play running back.
Why not? My strip, my fumble, now give me the ball.
He's already got a touchdown tonight. And he's got the carry, why not? Like you said, across the 40 down to the 37. Preston to action tonight at running back after the injury to Purdy. And he's done a nice job.
Yeah, we had no turnovers in this ball game until that one. So we'll see if the Unicorns can really capitalize and play some complimentary football here and put some points on the board.
2nd and 8 for Driggers. They're going to throw a flag. And it's going to be a false start against New Braunfels. That'll back them up 5. Very impressed with Glenn Mangold's squad here, the way they execute. They play twice as many games as Wagner, but, you know, they play hard. Defense runs the football. They're very physical, and the offense is in sync most of the game. Wagner wants to bring pressure. They do. Bolden gets there, but Driggers fires. Not quite able to come up with it was the intended receiver. It goes out of bounds. Jacob Redding, the target. Here's the homecoming king we were telling you about, Alex Bolden, the senior with a 92 average. He's going to Texas Southern. He's going to go on scholarship there and major in civil engineering. Good for him. 3-year letterman, first team all-district last year as a junior, and one of the better players in all of San Antonio.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that, to show you what a small world it is, Charles Bruce also coached his brother while at Judson. Got fantastic hair too, by the way.
Good flow, as you would say.
That's right. That's NFL ready.
Third down and 13 for the Unicorns. Driggers has his work cut out from him on this snap. Straight drop, wants to go deep over the middle, does. One-on-one coverage, caught. Redding to the 5, Redding, touchdown, Unicorns.
Finish what you started, young man.
Jacob Redding making his grandpa Sterling Jeter very proud in this stadium where grandpa coached for so long.
Well, first of all, great job chipping, giving a quarterback time to throw the ball downfield, and Redding doing an amazing job finding the football and then just plowing his way into the end zone. I mean, there's so many great things happen on that play for that young receiver. Nice play.
Came back for the ball, turned around, and then kept his feet. Nick Cruz's extra point is good, and all of a sudden, New Braunfels is up 21-7 here in the third. Hey, check out our plumbing today, Bandcam, Wagner Band in sync. Although they're behind on the scoreboard, 21-7, 8:04 to go here in the third quarter as New Braunfels scores right before the half. They get the ball back to start the second. They were stopped, but they get the ball back on a turnover. A nice strip play by Ryan Wilson, and then Jacob Redding with an unbelievable play to put them up 21-7. Short kickoff taken by Wagner, going all the way. Nice setup. They knew it from the start. They set up the blocking down there that way, and cutting back now to the 25. One man to beat, doesn't quite get there, but a great return by the Wagner Thunderbirds. Are we looking for flags?
Matthew Sam, that's a heck of a return no matter what happens on that play.
I don't see any. There is one down on the near sideline. I want to know who, sideline warning. But you know what, Chuck? What I was most impressed with, Sam did a great job, but was the special teams coach, the way they set this up, the wall. This was a return to this side of the field from the beginning, and they had a wall of blockers set up to come to the right.
Did you see who threw the key block? L.J. Butler. Priceless.
Don't want to be in his way.
No.
Here's the pitch, the carry by Butler. He's brought down at the 17-yard line. Got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
You're getting at the point of the ball game where even a guy like L.J. Butler is going to play some special teams because you want your best guys on the field. He certainly made a difference on that return.
Ryan Wilson in there again, doing it both sides of the ball.
You don't expect a guy like Sam, who's kind of, one of the up-backs, to have that kind of speed, but he certainly showed it off on that run.
Wagner with great field position. Williams keeps and going nowhere. 6 unicorns right there to shove him back, and right in the middle of it was James Windrow.
Yeah, I mean, Zane Sanchez is having a nice game there in the middle. I mean, you got to have your defensive tackles be a disruptor, especially with the way that Wagner packs the line of scrimmage with all the stuff that they like to do with the veer.
So it's 3rd down and 8. Williams wants to throw, rolls to his right, has a man underneath, but it's incomplete. That'll set up 4th down, down 2 scores. Chuck, you kick it, take 3 points, or you go for it here?
Well, it sure looks like they're going to go for it. They do have their wind at their back, although the wind has pretty much died down since the beginning of the game. I thought that was really going to be a factor tonight, the way it was howling between the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock hours, but doesn't appear to be much of a factor right here. But can't blame Charles Bruce for letting his guys give it a whirl here on 4th.
Williams going to throw down the sideline. Caught! Touchdown! What a throw! Darian Thomas, the receiver, but Isaiah Williams put it right on the button over the outstretched hands of the defender.
Well, I'd go for it on 4th down too, man. That was a heck of a play. I mean, you're not kidding there, partner. Isaiah dropping back, sets his feet. I mean, you couldn't have dropped it in there any better, right? You were 2 feet away from him.
Perfect. Bolden running out, trying to get out there for the extra point.
Big ups to Darian Thomas too, because sometimes when you got clearance like that and you're so wide open, you hit the panic button. But man, he was clean on that end too.
And how about the play design to kind of wheel him out there and swing him out there? It's a timeout. We'll take it with him.
Closed captioning for today's game is sponsored by Texas Water Advisor.
We're back after the timeout. Wagner's got their special teams unit on, trying to get within 7 points here as Mercy Miondi tries the extra point. Snap was high, and that kick was either blocked or just shanked. Flag flies in late. Let's see what the call is and see who it's against. It'll be a personal foul. They ran into the kicker, so that'll be half the distance, and it looks like Charles Bruce just wants to maybe try for 2 here. Yeah, he sure did run into him. Yeah, and when you retry, this is a big play in this game because now you're at the 1 yard line. You've got LJ Butler. You got a 2-point conversion here. You make it 21-15 instead of 21-14 if you could convert. So, I mean, this is bread and butter here to number 1. He's made a career out of these kind of carries. But they jump. And that'll back you back up. So what do? You go back and kick it again? Do you run me and Donnie back out there? Because I don't know if that kick was blocked or if it was just a really bad kick. He's going to run him back out there.
Well, I think Coach Bruce realized he had an opportunity there at the 1 yard line. But this is probably the best bet.
I was watching this kid kick in pregame, and his kickoffs were very deep. He was really good. Another high snap, and he pulled that one too, and it's no good. It was the same kick twice. That one had a little more air on it, but it's no good, and now we've got an 8-point game. We'll send it to break. New Braunfels 21, Wagner 13. The Unicorns get it back. 6:21 to play here in the third. I'm scared. Nice, fellas. Chris Kotfus, Brian Watts.
Yeah, they got the funky music, man, but I didn't see anybody walking around with any candy down there. They did. They didn't share it with us.
Well, it's COVID. You got to be careful how you hand out the candy.
I'll take my chances, dude.
Wagner will kick it away. It's a short one of those pooch kicks. He's taking it up the 32-yard line, and that's where the Unicorns will have it. We'll see who comes out there, and sure enough, Riker Purdy's going to give it a shot again.
Wagner doing a good job covering that up. Hunter Turner looking for a place to go, and did a good job hanging on to that football.
New Braunfels with a lead here with 9 minutes and 42 seconds worth of time of possession. When you look at Wagner's doubled it. They're showing blitz. They're bringing the house. Here comes Bolden. Drigger's in trouble. Look at that. This little shuffles it forward for a big gain. All the way down the sidelines is Aiden Bauman, but what a nice delivery by the quarterback Driggers, who was in deep trouble and just shuffled it forward.
Yeah, I mean, just Wagner all in the backfield, and who does Peyton Driggers think he is? Brett Favre? What a great improv right there. Mercy.
Another Mammoth Contracting first down for the Unicorns as they cross midfield. Driggers has trips to his right. Instead, hands to Purdy, and he's drilled by a couple of different T-Birds. Nice job coming up from his corner spot was Markel Ford. First man there, and then Bolden finished him off.
Travion Summers. A lot of guys playing well on this Wagner defense all night long. And tell you what, 44, I try to stay away from him.
As much as possible. 2nd down and 8. Riker still in there, left of Driggers. And head to jet sweep coming to this side, and stepping out of bounds is Trace Higginbotham. Short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down and about 2.5 or 3. Excuse me, 3rd down. 3rd and 2. And it's an inside handoff this time, and that's Wilson, who's had a nice night filling in for the injured Purdy. Ryan Wilson has a touchdown, a strip, a recovery, a few tackles.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of those plays in the game, too, that, you know, you look at the end of the night and you probably don't remember it, but, I mean, that's huge. 3rd and 2, you're trying to salt away this ball game in the 3rd quarter. You're on the march. You got to pick up the sticks, and you're trying to protect a 1-score lead. That was big.
Driggers again pressured. Now scrambles out. He's got a long way to go. Darts out of bounds at the 20-yard line, but boy, shades of Johnny Manziel the last couple of possessions. That kid is escapability.
Yeah, Alex Bolden has made it a habit to play on the other end of the line of scrimmage repeatedly tonight, just kind of lost his feet. And there was nobody out there on the other side for contain.
The Unicorns are on the move, up 21-13, 4:51 to go here in the 3rd. Peyton Driggers, 3 receivers to his right. Ryan Wilson in the backfield with him. And he hands it to Wilson, and Wilson's brought down after maybe a gain of 1 or 2, and it was Bolden who got there first. Check that Nehemiah Hernandez 94.
It's good to see that he's back in the game. I mean, he got banged up a little earlier, and he's obviously playing a little hurt. Tough guy out there, still bringing the noise and bringing the pain each and every play.
Higginbotham in the slot to the left. As we tick under 4.5 to play here in the 3rd. 2nd down and 10. Driggers wants to throw again, looking over the middle, 2 receivers there, and he just had it a little hot for the intended receiver, Higginbotham, who made a great effort to extend to try to catch it, but it was just a little bit overthrown.
A lot of receivers getting open for this new Braunfels team here, and really good throw, about as good as you could expect. Would have been a tough catch, no doubt, on the other end.
Sets up 3rd down and 10. 2 receivers to the left, inside handoff. This time, it's Marsh. He's got a touchdown tonight, and he's got a 1st down right now. A Mammoth Contracting 1st down inside the Central Med red zone, inside the 10-yard line, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, the Braunfels offensive line, Don, they've got a lot of seniors, but not a lot of seniors with a lot of experience. They've got some Letterman up there, but it starts with James Don, the left tackle, who's 6'3", 305, and just a junior, but these other guys are doing a great job.
Driggers rolling right, looks back left, and he's sacked. He's brought down, coming off the other corner and going all the way across the field was number 9 for Wagner, and that's Terrence Hood.
Yeah, just a junior, and Terrence doing a great job because, you know, Wagner's had some guys in the backfield. We just haven't been able to get Driggers down a whole lot, and that was a huge play.
Huge play.
The Wagner defense here to really back this next play up.
Yeah, it's 2nd and goal from the 17. As Driggers looks right, fires right, one-on-one coverage, caught, touchdown, Unicorns. Joseph Chalico with another athletic grab. They got one earlier from Redding, and it's almost like both of those scores were back shoulders. I don't know if they were intended to be back shouldered, but boy, these receivers do a good job of tracking the football.
You just go up and let your guy make a play. quick strike before the DB's got a chance to get his head turned around, and next thing you know, New Braunfels putting 6 more on the board.
Outstanding catch. Nick Cruz on to add the extra point. It's up, it's good, and New Braunfels has taken a 28-13 lead. They were winless in district coming into this ball game, but they played Steele very close a week ago. It was 22-21 the final there. Meanwhile, Wagner's 2-0, and all of a sudden New Braunfels says, hey, we belong in this district.
Well, it was going to be interesting to see, Don, how they would respond after what happened to them last week. I mean, they're in a good old-fashioned street fight with their buddies from Steele, and both teams really good, both teams really well coached, and then to lose in heartbreaking fashion, you know, I mean, Coach Mangold talked about it, and I was talking to some of the New Braunfels players before the game, and it's like, yeah, how are we going to respond? I mean, you can't think about what just happened. We got to still go out and make something happen tonight, and so far, they've done exactly that. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do, you know, when you know you're a good football team and you lose to another good football team and you felt like you had them, to be able to respond like they have. As I said, so far so good. I know this, though, you cannot go to sleep. This 28-13 can get shrunkified real quick with Charles Bruce's Wagner Thunderbirds. I know that for a fact.
It's our Guild Mortgage Smile Cam. Glenn Mangold with a lot to smile about here. As his squad up, Wagner having a hard time fielding the football. Finally do. Going nowhere, and in jails the Wagner Thunderbirds, and it's backed up inside the 15-yard line. So that ball just got away from Wagner. Couldn't find the ears on it. Could Andre Booker.
Did a good job trying to keep it alive, though. I mean, once he did get his hands on the football, trying to fight and struggle for as much as he could get out of that. So Wagner's going to have a long way to go. Down 28-13 here late in the third quarter on this drive.
It's a Mammoth Contracting first down for Isaiah Williams and company. LJ Butler gets the fake. Williams keeps, and again, there's 5 or 6 guys running to the football. And I think that's been really a big key tonight by the New Braunfels Unicorns defense. They have some guys making plays and making individual plays, but they're doing it as a team. And that guy right there has been in the middle of most of it. The big collisions early in the game, and he kind of leads the charge, and that's Kendrick Thompson, number 20.
Well, I mean, you just have to be impressed with what they've done defensively. I know that was a huge concern for Coach Mangold. How are we going to respond to this style of play?
Little pitch to the outside. Wilson can't track down the speedy running back for Wagner. New carrier out there, that's Fontabion Donaldson. His first carry of the night. I believe that's Fontabian.
It's so many weapons, don't they? I mean, got them backed up, and then Fontabian gets his touch and makes a lot real quick.
3rd and 2. Williams keeps. Looks like he got forward progress across the stick, and it's going to be a first down. Stephen Kelsey came up to make the hit after he spun away from it, but his forward progress got across the marker. So it's a Mammoth Contracting first down for Williams.
Again, this team also capable of putting the ball in the air too, so you got to be on the lookout for just about everything at this point in the football game.
We get offsides on New Braunfels here. Wagner brought a man in motion who stopped abruptly, and New Braunfels jumped.
Yeah, and I think they kind of tipped their hand too. They had a receiver flash all the way down the field, thinking he had a free play. So again, I mean, you would expect Wagner to start taking some shots too. They've got some talent outside.
2 wide receivers out to the right. Williams keeps this time, has a nice seam. Picks up about 3 or 4. They're going to rule him down as Butler comes out of there with the football.
Looks like he got the first down.
Hymas and Racine combining for the tackle. Good for T-Bird, first down. Ball at the 34-yard line.
And it is a Mammoth contracting first down for Wagner. 1:10 to play here in the third. Butler has it, cuts inside and picks up about 4, maybe 3 or 4. And the game plan has been superb by Glenn Mangold's defense on how to stop that young man, because not many teams do. He's had a successful performance tonight, but nothing like the 250 type yard games that we're used to from him.
With James Windrow having a nice ball game there. To shuffle some linebackers at New Braunfels over the last couple of weeks.
There's a loose ball. New Braunfels says they've got the football, and they do. Just a bad exchange between Williams and Butler, and the Unicorns come away with it.
Nathan Colazzo in the middle of the scrum for New Braunfels.
Here's a look at it. I think it was just a miscommunication on who was going to get the football. Williams wanted to pull it, it looked like to me. And Colazzo was able to jump on it, and this game's going to get away from the T-Birds here if New Braunfels capitalizes. Driggers trying to have the dagger here with 21 seconds to go, rolling to his right. Wants to go deep over the middle, can't get out of trouble, stumbles forward, makes a little bit out of something there, out of nothing, near the 40-yard line. Loss of about 2 on the play.
Outstanding pressure again as this Wagner front 7 starts to exert itself here at the end of the third quarter.
So that's the end of 3, and New Braunfels taking control here in the third quarter. Our score, the Unicorns 28, Wagner 13, and we're back with the fourth quarter on Thursday Night Lights. Welcome back to our Air Serve third quarter highlights. The New Braunfels defense, Ryan Wilson with a strip, a recovery. New Braunfels went to work. Touchdown catch by Jacob Redding. Made it 21-7. Wagner came right back with a nice touchdown throw from Isaiah Williams. And it's 28-13 as Driggers goes deep. He's got a guy, just overshot him again. And I gotta tell you, Dylan Shriver's got to be saying, man, I've had 3 touchdowns tonight, missed by about a yard.
The New Braunfels receivers have done a very good job getting deep in this ball game. Look at Dylan Shriver. 3.7 GPA, you know, my kind of guy, 2-year starter on the baseball squad, playing for Bobby Alford. Got a chance to talk with Bobby before the game tonight, and he had a stacked squad last year. Didn't get to play many games before everything got shut down.
Driggers directed traffic, now throws that way and broken up nicely by the Wagner secondary. Josh Colazzo there to break it up. All-district performer from a year ago.
That was really good coverage by Colazzo for sure. A big stop again by Wagner, stoning New Braunfels after the turnover. Kept him in this football game.
So Kendrick Thompson will come in to punt it away. Colazzo, who just made that play, will line up to return the punt. snap is good. Nice kick that'll bounce inside the 10-yard line to the 5 and out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Nice kick by Kendrick Thompson. And Wagner's gonna have to go 96 when we come back. Welcome back. Wagner, of course, known for basketball as much as football. Last year they went 35-5, was going to the state Final Four before COVID shut them down. And boy, do they have a couple of players returning. Lupe Nunez, who's got offers from Baylor, who's the #1 team in the country, along with Gonzaga, 1-2 in the country in the preseason rankings. Journey Phillips was a great player there. And I tell you, this school's had some success, right? State semifinals in football the last 2 years, and basketball the same thing, going to the Final Four.
Talking to Coach Rodney, almost missed our cue. Telling us all the insight to what's going on with the Wagner Bucket team. Can't wait to cover them this year. They're going to be fantastic again.
Yeah, COVID really has messed with their schedule. They were really going to go to some of the more elite tournaments in the nation. Seattle, Dallas, and other places before they had to limit their schedule and shorten it down.
Yeah, they got talent. They're well coached. They do it the right way. Gonna be a fun year. It's gonna be a fun end to this game too, and obviously it's now or never for Wagner. Got to get some points on this drive.
They hand it to their workhorse, LJ Butler, who cuts it upfield, spins out of a tackle, and there's classic LJ right there, picking up another South Texas Votech first down.
And kind of classic New Braunfels defense all night too, where they had that many guys around the football.
Coming up after the game, we'll hand out our Monarch trophies. The big one goes to the championship coach. The smaller one goes to our most valuable player or player of the game. If you need trophies, awards, plaques, anything for your business or your team, give Monarch a call, 344-3777. Monarch Trophy, T&L sponsors for many, many years, as Butler gets ahead of steam. And Chuck, you described it perfectly earlier. He runs with bad intentions. Even if a play is almost over and a tackler is bringing him down, he turns and tries to be the aggressor.
I mean,
sling the tackler to the ground.
I mean, he's built to dish it too, that's for sure.
I think he may have a little bit of an equipment issue here. Coming out for a play. Second down, hand it inside, another big gash gain there. And I've mentioned this a couple of times, Quentin Owens looks a lot like Butler in stature when he comes in there as his backup. If you're a New Braunfels defender, you're like, when do we get a break from having to tackle these 230-pound backs?
Yeah, and he's shifty too. I mean, that was really good. Low to the ground and did a good job kind of bobbing and weaving.
Here he is again, a South Texas Votech first down, and he's still on his feet, grinding forward for 9 more. Down inside New Braunfels territory, down to the 46-yard line, just about a yard short of the first.
You just feel at some point Charles Bruce is going to ask his quarterback to put the ball in the air.
Butler, after sitting out a couple of plays, is back in there. Wagner playing with a little bit of a rhythm now on offense. And here you called it, partner, into double coverage, and he overthrew everybody, did Isaiah Williams. He was looking for Matthew Sam, but good coverage by the New Braunfels secondary.
Yeah, I mean, they're thinking along the same lines. It's second and short. If you're going to take a shot, why not? Still got 2 downs to pick up half a yard.
So that'll set up 3rd down and 1 with 8:34 to go here. Wagner down a couple of touchdowns. LJ Butler lining up. He'll get the carry. He's got the first, and he's got a lot more. He's gone. LJ Butler to the house. Touchdown, Wagner. We've been waiting for it all game, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen, what we've seen since the time he walked onto this campus as a freshman. 2,300 yards last year, over 2,000 yards the year before as a sophomore.
And that's what he's capable of. We've seen him run the tough stuff inside tonight, but he's also a home run hitter, and we saw it there, Chuck.
You know what reminds me of, remember that UTSA game we did a couple of years ago when they were playing UTEP, and UTSA had done an amazing job on Aaron Jones the whole night, and then you close your eyes for 1 second and Aaron Jones goes, what, he had a 72, 75-yard run in that game. It's like, you're right. Anytime he touches a football, it has a chance to go to the house.
Wagner going for 2 here. They take Butler out. Williams is going to scramble. He's going to be dropped. And a big swing there as it's 28-19 with 8:25 to go. And New Braunfels will now be playing the clock when we come back.
Huge play by Ben Jameis, stringing out that 2. But LJ getting his squad a little closer here in the 4th.
Welcome back. You're taking a look at our air conditioning service company Smile Can. I'm sure there's a big smile under that mask for Kayla, was it?
Yeah, it's homecoming.
It is. The Blue Crew smiling. They've got the lead.
It's been a good football game.
Yeah, very impressed with the high level of execution by both of these teams. Very well coached. Kick is short, taken about the 18, and down the sideline, but pushed out of bounds is the man who's already got a touchdown tonight, Joseph Chilico. Boy, does he. That was a great catch to make it 28-13. It's a South Texas Votech first down, and Peyton Driggers runs his offense onto the field. Got the hand warmer on as it's a little chilly out there tonight once the sun went down. Wind's kicking up a little bit, but still a really nice night to play football.
Yeah, 55 degrees outside. You couldn't ask for anything better here as we wind down October.
Except a 54. Inside handoff, inside joke, inside handoff.
Yeah, for sure.
To Landon Marsh.
It never gets
Picks up a couple. Great football on Fox this weekend. Michigan State, Michigan. What a rivalry that is. Texas and Oklahoma State. And one that Chuck and I were talking about earlier today, Oklahoma and Texas Tech should be a shootout on the Plains at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to find out who the real OU is, right? The one that started off super slow or the one that's really looking good the last couple weeks.
Wonder what the weather's going to be like out there in Lubbock. Nighttime when that wind gets blowing, it gets a little chilly. They've had some weather up there too. Got some snow and
always tough going into Lubbock.
Yep.
Some dirty yards right there by New Braunfels on first down, and man, talked about the efficiency of the Wagner running game. New Braunfels has answered the bell too when they've decided to put it on the ground as we look at our Orange Theory Fitness band cam for the night.
Peyton Driggers rolling to his left, quarterback sprint out, called run all the way, got some blocker out in front of him, but was forced out of bounds. Good job coming up from the corner spot to push him out. Picked up about 3.
Did you see James Don, 71? On that?
Pulled and motored.
So that young man is over 300 pounds and moves like that. Yeah, he's going to have a real good chance to do some big things at the next level.
Yeah, we saw DK Metcalf run down Buda Baker on the Sunday night game, and that brought up people remembering Larry Allen running down the Saints back in the day, in those glory Cowboys days. And seeing 71 run like that is reminiscent of Larry Allen, a big fellow who can motor.
Landon Marsh, this young man has made the most of his touches tonight as well. Great hole. Oh, what a great block there by Aiden Bauman. But 10 doing an outstanding job of finding the hole and then doing a lot with it when he got into the open space.
Yeah, he's used that spin move a couple of times tonight. One of them got into the end zone. Landon Marsh turns on a dime. 6:21 to go. New Braunfels up 28-19 and happy to watch that clock tick down as they hand to Marsh. This time the Wagner defense stretches it out and shoves him out of bounds. And New Braunfels wants something late there and don't think they got the call. Could have gotten it.
You know, Wagner trying to sell out on defense here, and you got to get a stop to have any kind of a chance in a 2-score game.
Take a look at the Unicorns' schedule coming up in district play. They're at Smithson Valley, and then they take on East Central and Clemens up there in Unicorn Stadium. Again, no easy games in this district, but when you navigate through Judson and Steele and Wagner already, you see the light at the end of the tunnel anyway. Inside handoff to Marsh, and again, Bolden and company right there to meet him at the 50. Wagner, let's check to see who they have left. They're at Steele, at Clemens, and they end with South San. Some rivalries there. And they are getting the full taste of life in Class 6A when you move into this district.
Well, it's a fist fight every single week, and you know, I was talking to the Braunfels coaches before the game, and it's like it's made everybody better because you can't afford to let up. You've got to be ready every week just to have a chance, and that's a heck of a play right there to move the sticks.
Driggers on 3rd and 12 completes it to Chalico, who not only makes the catch, gets a foot down and moves the sticks for a huge gain.
Well, they've really responded tonight, Don. I mean, again, can't say enough about the effort that they put forth last week. Good enough to beat a Steel team and came up just a little short. And no hangovers. I mean, they knew what they were getting tonight. You got a team that's battle-tested, made 2 long state runs in 5A 2 years in a row, undefeated so far this season, and they've just been really, really good.
Look at Drigger, stays in bounds, knows exactly what he wants to do, gets inside the 20, inside our Central Med red zone, gets down, stops the clock for just a moment to move the sticks, and right now, New Braunfels is looking to put this game away.
He just answered the bell, and I mean, you know, it's interesting, right? We had 2 teams going at it, evenly matched, both teams doing their thing, and really this game came down to the 2 turnovers, with Wagner giving New Braunfels 2 extra shots with the football.
Inside handoff is Marsh, and that'll take us inside of 4 minutes. And New Braunfels very content to use all of the play clock. Still 26 seconds to go on the play clock here. It's 2nd down and 9, and they'll be in no hurry to run a play. Driggers gets his team lined up. Directing traffic as we tick inside of 5. 4 on the play clock. They snap it with 4. Marsh darts outside, picks up about 3 more, still pushing for yardage, gets inside the 10-yard line, and the clock continues to run.
And I think that young man's showing Coach Mangold that he's going to get more opportunities here in the weeks to come. I mean, every single time he's touched the football tonight, something good has happened.
Hey, next week we got a double dip of TNL. We've got Memorial and Sam Houston at the Rock Pile on Thursday, and then the Friday edition with a great rivalry between Alamo Heights and Bernie Champion. Next Friday we'll be under the lights as well. Back here as Smithson Valley takes on Judson. As Marsh gets strung out, he won't get to the marker. It'll be 4th down and 2. I'm wondering if Isaac Bruce wants to burn one of his 2 timeouts here, but He's not going to take it.
Big play by Sean Kaysen right there, stuffing that run.
So the next snap won't take place till right at the 2-minute mark, and it'll be 4th down, and Glenn Mangold's probably doing some math here and wants to figure out if he just wants to tack 3 more on there. It's 9 right now, a 2-possession game. If he burns the timeout to kick the field goal, he burns the timeout anyway. We'll see what he does when we come back. It's 28-19, 2:06 to play here at Rutledge Stadium. Well, it's getting spooky and scary for the Wagner Thunderbirds under the full moon. You know, I heard today that Halloween is going to be with a full moon for the first time since like the full moon for the first time since like the 60s.
Fantastic.
Just what we need. Yeah, in 2020, just what we need.
All right, pick up a first down and this game's over.
4th down and 2. And Driggers is trying to draw somebody off sides, but his own man may have moved, and it's a false start, and that'll change everything. Now what do you do, Glenn Mangold? Well, you got Peyton Driggers. The way he's been dialing it up on conversion opportunities tonight to receivers like Joseph Chalico and Jacob Redding and Landon Marsh. And
yeah, I mean, the wisdom here is it's already a 2-score game. So, you know, field goal, it's still going to be a 2-score game. You get a first down and the game's over.
4th and 7. Driggers is going to get a pass interference call against Wagner. It's going to be an automatic first down. His receiver was tangled up with the Wagner defensive back, Markel Ford. The ball may be ruled uncatchable, but it looks like they're going to call pass interference. Defensive holding, same thing on Ford. And they'll give him an automatic first down, and that's going to be your ball game. Wagner does have 2 timeouts. Just got tangled up, and you see Ford just kind of grabbed his jersey on Dylan Shriver. So it's now 1st and goal with 2:02 to play. You can't take knees here because Wagner has timeout, so they'll try to punch it in. They hand it off, and being dropped down at the 2-yard line and maybe hurting himself is Marsh.
You could tell he went down awkwardly, Don. That did not look good.
Yeah, and we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
Welcome back. We got a couple of injured players down. Bolden and Marsh, I believe, are both down. Marsh is getting up, and that's a good sign because the way he went down on that right knee and the fact that he's able to do that is a relief. Bolden's also going to get up. So crisis averted for any really major injury, and we weren't quite sure that was going to be the case when we went to commercial break.
Yeah, I'm sure both coaches, just get out of here and get on to the next. Especially when you're playing in a league like 27-6A where, coaches are limiting snaps because these games are so physical each and every week.
That sets up 2nd down and goal with 1:51 to play.
You don't have anything for the uniforms are tonight? I've been waiting all night patiently.
All right, okay. Well, it's been a good football game, and
It
there's
has.
been a lot of free time.
It has.
Okay, let's start with the unicorns. For me, it all starts and ends with the UCLA shoulder shirt stripe that I was talking about last week that I think Churchill should do. I love it. It's awesome. Love the stripe down the pants. As Driggers tries to get to the corner and does. Touchdown, Unicorns, and that'll seal it if it wasn't already the case.
Yeah, Peyton Driggers sealing off what's been a great night for him, both throwing it and running it. Well done. And getting some blocks along the way. Look at that. 2 guys out there in front doing the job as well. Be Trace Higginbottom and Ryan Wilson give him the assist.
Makes it 34-19 with 1:15 to go. And they'll go for 2 here. As Ryan Wilson lines up in the backfield with him, along with Aiden Bauman. They put Bauman in motion, and Driggers is going to fire. Out on the flat, wide open. Wilson caught, conversion good, 36-19. The New Braunfels Unicorns come into Rutledge Stadium, a road game in Converse, and put on a very impressive second half performance. The momentum that they gained after the drive at the end of the first half carried over, and Glenn Mangold's team, very impressive with the way they executed, very impressive with the way they ran to the football on defense, their physicality, their receiving core's ability to make catches. Just a fantastic overall performance by his team.
Can't say enough about the job they did on defense against a very explosive offense, too.
Hey, don't forget to vote for the band grant, the $5,000 T&L band grant awarded to the high school band with the most votes at the end of the season. This year's band grant presented by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. Text band 13 to 44332 for New Braunfels. Band 14 for Wagner, also to 44332. The band that gets the most votes at the end of the year walks away with the $5,000 thanks to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. Little squibber. Wagner will take it there at the 25-yard line. That's Butler, and he can go house it in any moment. He gets out of bounds with 1 minute to go. And again, our thanks to San Antonio Sports. It goes beyond the game. Don't forget to share your story. Nominate the middle school and high school teams that you know are doing good in the community. Share their story at the website, sanantoniosports.org. You know, so many programs are doing charitable work in the community, reading to elementary school kids, working at the food bank, and so many others, all part of the Beyond the Game program. It's South Texas VOTEC first down for the Wagner Thunderbirds, who probably just at this point want to get out of here. Although they got a new quarterback, he'll fire on first down, incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 56 seconds to go. And they bringing in and getting Mark Alanis a little rep or 2 at QB. Andre Booker, the intended receiver. And, you know, I'm not sure how Brian Watts and Chris Kotfris are going to vote for the player of the game. Probably going to be Peyton Driggers, right? But I'm going to give a 1A to Ryan Wilson. That kid filled in for Purdy at running back. Had a touchdown running. Had a strip and a fumble recovery on defense that led to a lot of momentum and a score. And that one almost picked off by Kendrick Thompson. But Ryan Wilson, kudos to that young man because he played a great two-way overall game.
Time for our bargain warehouse outlet play of the night. Chuck, what's yours? It's this one.
Okay.
Triggers.
I'll go with that.
To Redding. He won't go down until he gets to pay dirt. Grandpa Sterling Jeter proud watching this one as they pitch it outside and stop the clock going out of bounds on 3rd and 10. So we'll have another change of possession here. Wagner still has 2 timeouts. So New Braunfels will pick up their first district win.
Yeah, and they moved to 3-2 on the season. I was talking to Coach Alford before the game, and he said the freshman class that they have right now might be the best they've ever had in school history.
Wow.
So they've got some talent right here. We've seen it here tonight, and they got some more on the way. So 27-6A, look out.
Time for our JD Collision Express collision of the game. He had about 10 of them. Kendrick Thompson will show you a few. Sometimes he was dishing them out like there. Sometimes he was taking them from LJ Butler. But Kendrick Thompson was always looking for contact tonight. That's a slobber knocker.
So you check your bicuspids, make sure they're still all stuck to your gums.
Our JD Collision Express collision of the game. He likes to hit people. The senior defensive back.
Yeah, as we said, he's going to have a really good chance to play at the next level. Fits the run well, smart player, covers well, brings the noise, brings the pain. About everything you want on a guy in the back end. Another good ball game here on TNL tonight, Don Harris.
Sure was. We knew it would be, right?
Yeah.
And this may be the last snap of the game if New Braunfels just lets it roll around for a few seconds. And that'll do it. Our final score, the Wagner Thunderbirds on the short end tonight to New Braunfels, as the Unicorns come in here and win it 36-19. Coach Glenn Mangle with a very impressive performance. And you see the pleasantries. A lot of mutual respect for both these two teams. We'll send it to break. When we come back, Zach will hand out the Monarch trophies. A good one on Thursday Night Lights.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, America's Diamond, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, RNL Certified Auto Group, Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning, Affordable Health Insurance Agency, Orange Theory Fitness, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, San Antonio Sports, Methodist Healthcare, Plumbing Today, Texas Water Advisor, Beluga Air, Bargain Warehouse Outlet, JD Collision Express, Air Conditioning Service Company, the San Antonio International Airport, Centro Med, Mammoth Contracting, and Monarch Trophies. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
To the victors go the Monarch trophies. New Braunfels, very impressive, especially in the second half tonight. Zach Hedrick down with Coach Mangold and our player of the game, Zach.
Thanks so much, Don. Joined now by senior quarterback Peyton Driggers. And Peyton, thanks so much for joining us. I mean, it was a street fight in the first half, but offense kind of opened it up there for a little bit for you.
Yes, sir, definitely. We just talked to the line, and I mean, our running back got hurt. We had to use some different running backs, but I mean, they're ready whenever we call on them, and we just kept going down the field, executing, and it was a good job by our team.
Well, I mean, your receivers made some nice throws and made some plays with your legs, but your receivers after the catch too made some nice plays. I mean, Jacob Redding fine to get in for you, and Joseph Chalico
definitely
had some nice catches down here.
Yes, sir. Chalico has always been a great receiver for me, and we have good sophomores coming up. Definitely Jacob Redding for sure, and I'm just glad we have a lot of options on the outside we can throw to. It's good. It helps me out a lot.
Well, Peyton, great game. Congrats on the district win, and we're going to get Coach Mangold in here now if we can here.
Yes, sir. Coach.
Hey, Coach. Well, thanks so much. And, you know, you were telling me before it was a fight in the first half, but you guys kind of opened it up and were able to execute in the second.
Yeah, we were offensively, we executed in the second half and took advantage. You know, our defense created some turnovers for us. And able to slow them down a little bit. You know, they did a great job executing their offense, but, you know, we were able to get enough stops along the way and create some turnovers for our team.
Well, I mean, it's such a tough offense to defend, but all throughout the night, we kind of saw 5-6 white shirts just rallying to the ball right after, you know, after the play was made. What can you say about your defense heading into the rest of the district schedule?
Well, you know, with our defense, our motto is swarm the ball. And, you know, if you're going to play defense in New Braunfels, that's one of the things you got to be able to run to the ball. And our guys did a very good job of that tonight. And for the rest of the district, each week's a dogfight. So you better come ready to play the rest of the season because you can get beat in a heartbeat.
Well, Coach Mangold, thanks so much for joining us. Peyton Driggers, congrats again. We got a trophy to hand out for you as well and for the rest of your team. We'll let you guys go back and celebrate. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you for all you do for high school football.
Guys, back up to y'all.
All right, congratulations, Coach and Peyton. The New Braunfels Unicorns, the winners here tonight over Wagner, 36-19. We're back to wrap it up right after this. By request from Chuck McIntyre, the spooky music's back. We're back to wrap it up here. New Braunfels, the winner, 36-19 on a really good night for Thursday Night Lights. Great weather, great football, great contact, great physicality, and great talent for both schools. And it's time to show you our AHIA highlights on how this one went. Wagner took a 7-0 lead behind Isaiah Williams, but New Braunfels was right there every step of the way. Landon Marsh with that spin move. Ryan Wilson gave him a 14-7 lead with that touchdown. Jacob Redding with one of the great catches of the night and just the determination to get his way in, made it 21-7 in the third. Wagner fought back. Williams to Darian Thompson made it 21-13. But Joseph Chalico from the arm of Peyton Drivers put New Braunfels up for good. That made it 28-13. We did see a flash from one of the best backs in the history of San Antonio. L.J. Butler took a long run to the house, but Driggers put it away, and New Braunfels wins it again 36-19. Up next, we're going to the rock pile. Memorial against Sam Houston, SAISD district ball game. Join us next week. We got a double dip. Thursday night, Memorial and Sam Houston. Friday night, Alamo Heights and Bernie Champion. For Chris Kotfus and Brian Watts and this incredible crew, Chuck McIntyre up here in the booth, Zach Hedrick down on the sidelines, our statistician Mark Kusenberger, and everybody who's been a part of this one. We'll see you next week. Memorial and Sam Houston from Alamo Stadium on Thursday Night Lights.